Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on In This Now Tarot, my new YouTube channel. My name is Krista, the creator of In This Now Tarot and your resident reader. I am out today for a hike in nature at Wells Lake here in Fort Smith, enjoying the beautiful day with nice breeze coming through. Definitely a beautiful day to be out for a walk and a time in nature to take a breather and just ground really good on our new moon Monday. Happy Memorial Day, everybody, by the way, as well. Thank you so much to our veterans. We do appreciate you all for your service. I went ahead and got everything set up for our new moon reading today, our collective reading, specifically for the new moon. That is today in Gemini. I've got several of my tarot card decks here, along with a couple of oracle card decks as well, and a new deck that I recently purchased, actually two, my goddess deck of oracle cards, and then I have my new Moon and Stars Tarot deck, which I'm really excited about. I've been doing a lot of readings for self in the last 2 to 3 days, just breaking that in and getting super familiar with it. I'm definitely excited to break that out today on the channel as well. We're going to go ahead and start like I always do by clearing our cards and clearing of all previous readings across all timelines and dimensions to bring it back to 0 point. And then we'll jump right into the reading. And today I'm just going to do a freestyle reading. We'll see how the cards come out. I'm not going to do my regular Now Tarot spread, 13 to 15 card spread. I'm just going to wing it today. Appreciate your patience while I get all the cards picked up, and we'll shuffle the cards as we see that we're getting ready to use them. I'm not going to pre-shuffle everything all at once. I'm going to go ahead and start the reading today with the new Moon and Stars Tarot deck. So as I always like to start my readings, I'm going to go ahead and call in our Alpha and our Omega. We humbly ask for your guidance today and for clear, concise, channeled reading for our collective on this new moon in Gemini, May the 30th of 2022. Creator and Creatrix, we humbly ask for your assistance in these matters. There will be no deception, no deflection, and no distraction allowed within this space as we're asking for guidance for this new moon Monday, moon day. I don't know about the rest of you, but as far as what day of the week you were born on, it's always interesting to take a look and see if you don't already know. I'm just going to go ahead and shoo that fan away. I don't want to get bit by that dude. To see what day of the week you were born on, not just your birth chart in general, which it's always a good idea to look at your birth chart, the date and time and place you were born, and your placement of all of your planets and where they were specifically at in the constellations at the time of your birth. I know I talked about and brought this up last reading, that majority of us know our sun signs and maybe our moon. A lot of us may not know what our ascendant, our rising, our Venus, our Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, where everything else was placed. It's super important. Like when we're looking at love readings, let's say your sun sign is a Scorpio, but at the time of your birth, when you look up your birth chart, you may realize that your Venus, your love, the sign of, or I should say the planet of love, and where your love readings would specify from, may be Taurus. an earthy energy instead of a watery Scorpio energy. So depending on what you're looking at for your readings as well, it's a good idea to know what those placements are. For Venus specifically, if you're looking to see what love reading is for you, you may not be wanting to look at your sun sign, which deals with your outer ego and the image that you present to the world. You want to look at something that's going to be based in your heart center, which would be your Venus. So definitely don't be shy looking up information regarding your birth chart. There are several good sites out there that you can get birth chart for free. I know Cafe Astrologer or Astrology, cafeastrology.com, I believe, is a great one that I use. That's free. I have no affiliation with the actual website itself, but it is a free tool you're able to use and get a snapshot of your placement for all of your planets, which is super important, and it's nice to have that. So don't be afraid to look into that. Today, again, this is just a collective reading specifically around the new moon. It's not based for love specifically. I'm not looking at twin flame connection or divine masculine, feminine specifically, or any particular sign. And please always use your discernment when listening to any reading on this channel or any reading in general on anyone's channel, and just in life in general, because while this may be a good reading and resonate for you, which is wonderful, it may not be a good reading or a reading that resonates for you personally. There may be parts of it that do and parts that don't. So always use your discernment. Never be afraid to leave behind what does not resonate for you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. And if none of it works here, there's plenty of other videos you're welcome to look at. They're all timeless and they're available on In This Now Tarot. I'm going to take a moment and breathe. Shuffle the cards a few more times. Also in the description below the video, you will see that I do offer personal readings, the information for personal readings. I have 3 to 4 different styles, and let me go ahead and shoo that one away too. Go and get out of here. I'm trying to hurt nobody. This is your playground and not mine, but I ain't trying to get bit either. I offer 3 to 4 different styles of readings. So whatever your price range may be that you're looking at, if you want to get a little bit more insight into your life to see what's going on in your world, don't be afraid to look at that information. Contact me. I'd love to give you a reading and do a reading for you in your personal life if that's something that resonates for you as well. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share the channel if that resonates for you. Creator and creatrix, Alpha and Omega, ancestors, and spirit team, and guides for our highest good. Come on, get out of my face now. Not y'all, that bug right there. Channeled message reading for the collective for this new moon in Gemini. Channeled message reading. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we'll get started right out the gate. Page of Pentacles. Alrighty then. Our first card to hit the reading today, followed by the Empress in the upright. Page of Pentacles is in the reverse. First major arcana card, the Empress, to hit the table, or to hit the earth, I should say, or blanket, mandala blanket. Channeled message reading for the collective on Gemini new moon. Remember, moon cycles are 28 days in length between new moon and full moon. Thank you so much, Creator. Appreciate the additional cards in our reading. And new moons are wonderful for growing things. Full moons are wonderful for releasing things that no longer serve. So with us going from new moon to full and going into a waxing moon, a growing moon, that's good time to start new endeavors, new projects, things of that nature. A great time to be energetically inspired and supported by the moon with those energies. And then if you're looking at, like, say, drop a habit or something that no longer serves you, a great time to do that would be during the waning moon, going from the full moon into the new moon phase. Just something to keep in mind as well. Next cards we have here in our freestyle reading, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, the Hangman in reverse, the Six of Wands in reverse, the King of Pentacles in the upright. Let me get a few more cards here, please, Alpha and Omega. Spirit guides for the highest good of the collective. Ancestors, higher self. channel message reading for this Gemini new moon. Channel message reading. That one didn't flip over. We'll do an 8-card reading today, and then look and see what's on the bottom of the deck. So we have Queen of Swords in the upright, Two of Swords in the reverse. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and on the back of the deck, 7 of Cups upside down. Let's see what we have here. We definitely have several Pentacles that have hit the table, a couple of Wands that have also hit the table, 2 major Arcanans, and then we also have 2 Swords and only 1 Cup. So we have at least one of each of our suits and a couple of major Arcanas on the table. I'm just going to take a moment to look at the overall gist of the reading itself to get a feel for what the cards are letting us know and what this may be in regards to. You can allow me just a moment. And taking a look at the cards today, let's go ahead and start with our first card that hit the reading. That would be our Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, as we've talked about before, the pages are messenger cards. They can also sometimes refer to children, but not always. Pentacle, that would be our earth-based elements and signs, our Capricorns, Taurus, and Virgo energy. So this could definitely mean that you may have one of those signs in your astrological birth chart, or somebody that you're dealing with in a situation that is this reading is talking about. You may be dealing with somebody that is an earth sign as well. Now in this position, it is in the reverse position, and we do have more than a few cards here in reverse. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the Hangman in the reverse, and the 6 of Wands in reverse, along with the 2 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. So we have actually a majority of the cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of this 10 card spread is in reverse. So in reverse position with the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles in the upright would normally be telling us about a message of something that would be being offered, a tangible item or a tangible offering. It may be a new job, maybe a new home, a new vehicle, a gift. A Page of Pentacles in the upright would be an offering. In the reverse, it would mean somebody, they're not a message of an offering, but maybe a holding back of an offering, or one where you thought maybe one should be coming through, or that you would be expecting an offering to come through. In this regard, in the upside down position, I definitely do feel that this Page of Pentacles is letting us know that what we may have been expecting to come through more easily, or something that should be right around the corner being offered, is it's not the case. Whoever was going to be the messenger offering this is not in alignment with where you currently are at, if this is your reading. The next card in our reading today is a Major Arcana Chapter card. Definitely a good card indeed. And you need to get off my shoe, dude. I ain't playing with you. Go on, get out of here. That's our Empress card, number 3 of our Major Arcana in the upright. Our Empress is, she embodies all 4 queens in the deck. She's a beautiful, beautiful card. Very abundant, very caring and giving and nurturing. She is each one of those 4 queens. She holds them within. The Empress has done her work. She continues to do her work. And while she is definitely a caregiver and a nourisher, as you can see by the bottom of the card, it does say and indicate nourishment. The reason that she's able to embody and does embody all 4 of the queens in the deck is she's learned the lesson of she doesn't fill other people's cups before filling her own. So This, I feel, is definitely a representation for whoever this reading resonates for. That though you may not be getting the offer that you thought you were going to be getting, the messenger with that Page of Pentacles, you are still the Empress. You're still doing your work. You're still sitting comfortably on, I believe that is Saturn. No, it's Jupiter, I believe. Still sitting there, not worried about it. In your power is where you're at. Don't let it ruffle your feathers, per se. The Ten of Wands in the reverse position as well. Our wands, again, are energetic movement and action cards. And black ants need to be energetically moving out of my space, even though technically I'm in theirs. So with the wand and the Ten of Wands, it does indicate, as the card states right here, burdens. Now normally with the Ten of Cards in the upright position, this would be indicating a load of burdens, a heavy load of burdens that the person that's been carrying them is getting ready to cross their finish line. And with their harvest, they're about to be able to set the harvest down, the heavy load they've been carrying. This is a fire card, fire element card. So this is going to be for Sagittarius. This would indicate a Sagittarius, or maybe perhaps a Leo energy, or Aries, our Aries brothers and sisters. In the reverse position, it indicates that not quite getting to that finish line to be able to set down those burdens. And because the messenger that should have been coming towards you, if this is your reading, is not coming towards you in the fashion that you may have expected, that, and because of the cards that are after this card actually as well in this reading, I feel that there is a person or a situationship here that is trying to somewhat hold you back, per se, Empress. And remember, with the Empress card, while I say Empress, and it's definitely a female, a divine feminine aspect of self, it doesn't mean it's a female. The Empress can definitely be held by males as well, because we do have divine masculine and feminine masculine aspects within each of us. But somebody that's in the situationship you're in does not want you to be able to put down your heavy burdens yet. They're not bringing you the message that you feel you deserve and that you expect it to be on its way. And it's indicating that something, even if it's not a they, the situation itself, the energy of it, is not letting you want to move forward just yet the way that you feel like you should. The next card we have is another major arcana card, our Hanged Man. And he's in the reverse as well. So this is what he looks like in the upright. With the major arcana chapter card of the Hangman, he indicates, as the card says, stillness, letting go, and release is normally what he is a sign of. Letting go of the shore, releasing, no longer holding on to things that don't serve. But again, he is in the reverse position. He goes right along with the Pentacle, Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands in the reverse. And the next card, the Six of Wands in reverse as well. Things that should be coming to a close, a cycle closing out for the Empress, is being hindered. The release, somebody thinks, or the situation, the energy of the situation believes that it can stop the Empress from letting go. If this is your reading. Truth of the matter is, nobody can stop you from letting go. It's funny that this is how this came up today, or not funny, but very synchronistic, very sacredly synchronistic. Because right before I came out here today, I did share a poem, a beautiful poem that I saw on Facebook. And it's titled, you can see it, it's on my personal Facebook page. I'll share it in this Now Tarot Facebook after this reading today. And that poem, it's not a poem that I created. It is a poem. I can't remember the actual poet's name, but it'll be there in the description when I link it. And it's called She Let Go. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's to the point. It talks about how when a person is ready to let go, whether that's a she or a he, there's no trumpets, there's no fanfare, there's no grandiose expression to the world. It's a silent, single, solitary, autonomous, sovereign moment when a human being truly energetically has let go of something and is prepared for that letting go, and is really doing that. Not a pseudo letting go, not a letting go that's steeped in not wanting to let go or trying to let go and not there yet. A true letting go. And I will definitely share that with you guys, because honestly, the energy of that poem and this reading are one and the same. From everything I'm looking at here, is the Empress is not worried about it. She knows. She knows. She, or he that embodies she, knows that she's let go. She's not concerned about what somebody or something else may think that they're going to hold on to, or drag out for just a bit longer. Because it's not going to stop her from letting go, because she's already let go. That's already done. Done deal. You can stall out things a little bit longer. Somebody can make life difficult for you. But if you don't if you've already done your work and you continue to do your work, and you put one foot in front of the other each day, and don't let somebody get you wrapped up energetically in arguments or confrontations, or thinking because something's taking a little bit longer than what we thought it should before something unfolds, that divine timing, it will unfold. You just keep doing your work, internal work. It's not a work that you have to do in front of anybody else. It's just a little bit of work you do each day. You make those changes, you do that shadow work, you go within, and you don't have to announce it to anybody. Matter of fact, it's one of those things that most oftentimes, when you're really doing it, you're not announcing it to the world. You're just doing your work, and you keep on doing it. So, while this may be holding you back just a bit, because in this new moon phase where we should be growing something new, somebody's trying to make sure that may not be possible, because we're being held back just a bit. But that's going to drop off. It's not going to be forever. It's going to be for a little while, and then that's going to be over, and we're still going to move forward. So just keep your head up and your chin up. Directly after the Six of Wands, our fire card in the upside down, which on the wands, let me touch on that, because I don't think I did actually touch on it. Another Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries card, or action card, Six of Wands. Again, this is an achievement card. Normally in the upright position would be indicating success, victory, and achievement. Again, in this position, it is in the reverse, which goes right along with the other cards so far in the reverse as well. Not quite there, not ready to celebrate yet, because you haven't really reached that finish line, but it is right around the corner. Directly after that, in our reading, we do have a king, our first and only king that we have on the table. The King of Pentacles, our earth-based elements, again, with our earth being Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. You see the king is there on his throne comfortably. It says security underneath him. King of Pentacles, he's stable. He's grounded. The earth-based element there. Very grounded. He has everything he needs. He's abundant. Secure. And I feel this, honestly, I feel that if this is your reading, that this goes right along with the card that's right underneath our Empress. That though all of this holding back is going on by outside forces, you're in your Empress energy. You're secure in the King of Pentacles. And you know that you got this. Everything's good. And that you will get exactly where you need to be when you need to get there in divine timing. And that no outside human is going to be able to stop you from that. And we should probably, when we get done with this, for one, I should probably not sit down in an area that's ate up with ants again. I think it's just one ant literally that keeps coming back here messing with me. But might want to look up ant energy today and see what the energy of the ant has to tell us as far as regard to animal spirits. It wouldn't surprise me if when I do an animal spirit card out of our deck here in just a moment, our animal totem deck, if it doesn't end up being ant energy, it would not surprise me in the least. Now, directly after our King of Pentacles, we have our Queen, the only Queen we have on the reading today. That would be our Queen of Swords. She's got two swords, one in each hand, both of them firmly planted in the ground. This is one of our air element, of course. The swords are our air elements. That would be our brothers and sisters in Gemini, which right now we are in Gemini season. That is our Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius brothers and sisters. With the Queen of Swords, as you can see on the bottom, it does say independent. She's independent, she's smart, quick-witted. She thinks before she acts. She's a thinking woman, or a thinking feminine energy. She's not concerned about being overly emotional in the moment. And in this reading, with the cards that it's also directly around, right beside the King of Pentacles and right catty corner to the Empress itself, I do also feel that if this is your reading, that this is also embodying you. That this is right along with the Empress, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. She is not worried about this outside energy. He or she knows that she's independent, he's independent. They're going to think through the situation. They're not going to leap before they've thought about things and thought things through. They're not going to react to emotional triggers. People trying to push buttons. They're going to think things through logically. Very logical air element. And of course, our air elements are the mind, the thoughts, the non-tangible. So I believe that is just indicating one of the four queens that the Empress embodies, and that the one that needs to be called forth in this situation, more so than any of the other ones. When you're looking at the four queens that she does embody, this Queen of Swords, because of everything that's trying to be held back by outside forces, this is the queen that needs to come to the forefront and run the show right now. And she's got this. Empress says, hey, other three queens, go ahead and take a seat right now, because Queen of Swords is upright. She's got this, and she's going to take care of it. We do have the next reading, or card in the reading, is another one of our swords as well, or element again. It is the Two of Swords, and it is in the reverse. Now, where the rest of those cards were in the reverse, we're indicating outside forces and things trying to hold back this Empress and her moving forward in her surprise, the Chariot. Well, of course, she's not moving forward right now, so that would be why the Chariot did not come out. But the Two of Swords in the upside down, this is your energy. If this is your reading. This is a card that if it were in the upright, it would mean that you might be blinded at a crossroads, not knowing which direction to take. Because in our other cards, like our traditional Rider-Waite deck, this deck right here, the Two of Swords is a woman that's blindfolded with two swords crossed over her chest. That's the actual iconography on that card. Same energy in this card, but in this card at the crossroads, she's not blinded. She knows exactly where she's going. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She's moving forward. He's moving forward. This is your reading. You're moving forward. There may be a pause, but you're not worried about it. You know which way you're going. You're going your way. Your sovereign and autonomous way. And the next reading, this is going to be the 9th card in our reading today. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Another Pentacles card. This is our 3rd Pentacle on the reading today. Our earth-based elements again, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. You see it on the bottom of the card, it does say Vision, and then the 7 of Pentacles is in the upright. This card is work that's been put in and continues to be done, like when you reap what you sow. It's not harvest time yet. Your 10 of Wands, this is your harvest. Remember, you haven't been able to take it across the finish line yet. You're being held back a bit. Doesn't mean you haven't done your work and that you're not continuing to do your work. That's what this card means. This is an investment. You have invested in yourself. You continue to invest in yourself and believe in yourself. That means you're going to see the fruit of your labor. Nobody can keep you from seeing that. You'll know their fruits, or you'll know their actual fruits by their deeds. If you're a good tree, and you've done good and you've planted good seeds, you're going to have good sweet fruit that falls from your branches. It's biblical. Can't remember the verse, the exact verse itself. I'll look that up and link that in the Now Tarot Facebook later as well when I upload the reading. But just keep planting those seeds and keep tending that garden, because your harvest is right around the corner. And the last cup, the last card in the reading, and the only cup that we have actually on the reading today is our 7, another 7 card, 7 of Cups in the upside down. This is delusion, is what you see as it says on the bottom of the card. But it is not in the upright, it is in the upside down. If it were in the upright, delusion is definitely something it can stand for. It can mean, I like to look at this as in the upright sometimes, depending on the cards around it. If it were upright, I can often say this reminds me of the devil. Not the devil per se, like the devil card in the tarot, but in the way of biblically, again, how the devil's, biblically speaking, the devil's job here on earth is to create distractions so it can keep us from getting back to the kingdom of heaven, which is within. The way that you keep people that I see from going within is you distract them with everything on the outside. So you give them a million channels to look at on TV. You give them as many radio stations as they can stand, YouTube channels, which, you know, got a YouTube channel here. And not saying the options aren't a good thing, because they are. But if you waste your time trying to look through all the options to find options, you're going to waste all your time, and you're not going to be living. You're not going to be doing your internal work. You're not going to find the answers in the options outside of you. You're going to, if you get still and you go within, the only option you need going within, which I think this card honestly is what it's indicating in the upside down. I feel definitely that this card in the upside down is saying, I don't care how many options you lay out in front of me, how many distractions you throw my way, how many things you try to confuse me with, devil. It's not going to work. There is no confusion or delusion in my world. Because when there's too many options on the table, or things start getting chaotic, I get quiet and get still and go within. And so does the person that this reading resonates for. They're not saying that they're completely not shakeable, because all human beings are at one point or another, but the more you do your work, the more you get that autonomy and sovereignty within, and you can go to that still place within. You can focus on your breath, do that breath work. You can work on figuring out your triggers, working through those triggers so they're no longer triggers, and make those trigger points basically ineffective the way they used to maybe once be in your world. So overall, this is honestly a really great reading. Again, don't be overly concerned if something appears to be holding you back. You got this. Moving forward, you're moving forward. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be in the next 14 days. But the closer we get to the full moon, 28 days from today, when you get to that 28-day point, I promise you, that letting go is happening. I don't care what outside force is trying to do here. You're letting go by that full moon. This may be growing something, the intentions of whatever the energy is that's holding you back at the moment. When that full moon gets here, Katie, bar the door, because you're dropping it. You've already let go. You just didn't have to announce it to anybody. All right, that was a good reading. I'm going to go ahead and just move my legs back. I do want to get a few additional cards here, not for this reading specifically. That's done with the tarot. But I do want to pull at least one or two animal spirit, animal totem cards to see what our animal friends are trying to say to us today. Or maybe synchronistically, this may indicate something if this is your reading, or if the specific, even if that wasn't your reading with the tarot, maybe your part of this reading today is with this animal spirit deck and what our animal friends, brothers and sisters, are trying to tell us. So Alpha, Omega, Creator and Creatrix of all, spirit brothers and sisters of our animal kingdom world as well, which we are all a part of. What messages do you have for the collective today in regards to this new moon energy? We humbly ask for your assistance and a clear channeled message from our animal brothers and sisters in Libra new moon, or excuse me, not Libra, my goodness, another air sign, but Gemini new moon. Thank you. So What we have is the dolphin and the scarab beetle. Two beautiful cards. The dolphin as well is a double dolphin, so it definitely reminds me immediately of Pisces, because dolphins are water-based and Pisces is a dual fish, even though a dolphin is not specifically a fish. There's also a beautiful woman's head in the center of the dolphin, and what you can't see very well here, but there is a child, a baby, that's within a shell, or maybe a clam type shell as well. And we also have, along with that, we have a scarab beetle, which you'll see that iconography many times, as you're probably well aware, with Egyptian times. Beautiful, beautiful iconography. And there's also two heads here as well that look rather Egyptian. There's a lotus flower above the human heads that are in the body of that scarab beetle, and it's a feminine and a masculine energy that's inside. And then right below that, I believe we also have a deer that's right below it. And we have a representation of the Eye of Horus, or other, right above the actual beetle. There's a moon, a crescent moon, at the top of the beetle's head. And it kind of reminds me of the scales of balance, with the actual antenna coming off the head as well. The Eye of Horus, in the position of it is something that also represents the pineal gland. So definitely brings that to mind. Let's see what the back of our card has to say for each one of these. The dolphin symbolizes life, feminine energy, and sexuality. The dolphin is associated with feminine energies and the primordial waters of life. The word derives from the Greek delphinos, or womb. Demeter, the Greek goddess of fertility, was represented by dolphin in her role as mistress of the sea. In the painting, the life-giving and feminine energy themes are emphasized by both the swimming dolphins that frame the woman's face and the infant emerging from a womb-like nautilus shell. So a very watery image, watery emotions, womb, woman, intuition, hidden, things that are hidden, life, sexuality, feminine energy. So that beautiful card definitely for a reading today, and something to think about. If you see dolphin imagery popping up in your world in the next couple of weeks with this new moon, pay attention to it when that pops up and see what's going on and see what it may be pointing to. With our scarab beetle, it symbolizes regeneration. To the Egyptians, the scarab was a type of beetle that symbolized the powers that govern the celestial bodies. A great scarab was thought to roll the sun across the sky. This belief arose from the scarab's habit of shaping a piece of ox dung into a ball into which it laid its eggs, and rolling it about generally from east to west, like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Scarab-like jewels were often placed in the tombs of deceased relatives to give them the power of the sun and to facilitate their resurrection. So this is regeneration, resurrection, rising from your previous death. So like with this reading today, where the Empress is being held back from being able to come out of that death. Maybe it's an ego death, or death from a previous life or situationship. Being held back temporarily. Still not going to be held back from regeneration and rebirth. We can think of death, and we often do, of death of the physical body, but we die every day. If we're doing it right, we die every day. If we're not doing it right, like a lot of us do, unfortunately, a lot of our days may look like Groundhog Day. When you're growing at least a little bit every day, it's not Groundhog Day the next day, because you're getting out and experiencing new things. You're not residing only in your comfort zone. You're dying to the previous person you were the day before, because you're growing a little bit each day, and that little bit of growth. Or maybe if you don't grow today because you need a day of rest. Everybody needs that day of rest, but you grow a little bit tomorrow. Even if you slide back a little bit, but you then grow a little bit more. You change up a little bit every day, and you get new paths to go down. You get new experiences, new people come into your world. You get the opportunity to see things that you would not have been able to see before had you not resurrected and rebirthed and died to that previous version of yourself. If we're doing it right, the power of life and death is in each day. When we lay our head down at night and we wake up from sleep, we've died to our previous day. It is a new day when that sun rises. So I think that this is a great indicator with the Scare Beetle card that, again, regeneration and resurrection and rebirth is on its way. Nobody can hold you back from that. You can decide you don't want to be reborn. You can decide that you don't want to move forward, or you want to live in Groundhog Day. And if you free will decide you want to do that, then obviously you can do that and do it for the rest of your life. But when you damn well decided that you're not doing that, good luck to anybody that's holding you back from it, because they can't. It's just not possible. Those were two really good cards to go along with our reading today. And I do want to go ahead and pull another oracle real quick. I don't want to make this reading super long, but I haven't read in a few days for the collective, so I do want, especially with this being a new moon, and wanting to give you guys what you may be needing. There's some messages here maybe resonating for you, and of everything today. This next goddess card here that we're going to get maybe what is in store for you and what resonates with you personally in this entire reading. Let's see what our goddesses have to say. Goddess Oracle. Oh, there we go. Persephone. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that card. Beautiful. Our goddess Persephone, let's see what we have here. Although Persephone is the best known of Demeter, that's another Demeter. We heard that in the last, in our dolphin card, Demeter was there, so synchronicity there as well. The best known of Demeter's daughters, the maiden who was abducted by Hades, lord of the underworld, the devil. The Greek version of her myth reflects usurpation of female mysteries by patriarchal mythology. In this version, Persephone personifies the core, that's K-O-R-E, the maiden aspect of the goddess. Her myth exemplifies the cycles of nature, for when Persephone is underground, plants do not bloom, and when she returns to earth, spring ensues. Persephone is the goddess of the soul, for it is in the darkness of the underworld, analogs to the unconscious, which divine feminine does indicate and does reflect the unconscious in us as well. It's in the darkness of the underworld that the soul is formed. In the Orphic mysteries, Persephone granted wisdom to the initiate, for she is the goddess of the dark, uncomfortable wisdom, a goddess of dark and frightening power. Persephone represents the ability to rule over the aspects of ourselves that are terrifying in the extreme. That's a beautiful card as well. It brings to mind for me also Lilith, which has been coming up for me quite a bit in the past month. Another biblical reference here. Lilith, Adam's first wife, who oftentimes is depicted, of course, as a scary demon. She is a very independent, feminine energy, a warrior energy. She's not anything like Eve. Not to say there's anything wrong with Eve, because we carry the strong warrior feminine, and we can also carry at the same time the soft feminine aspects of self. It's not that one has to battle the other, but one is not a demon because it isn't the soft side and the more submissive side. Both have good aspects of self, and when they're out of balance, both have detrimental effects on us. Balance is key, not just between divine masculine and divine feminine, but striking the balance again. It's like the egg inside of the egg. It reminds me of the Russian nesting dolls, actually, of the balance is not just between the divine masculine and divine feminine. It is between the scales of balance between our Lilith and our Eve, our Cain and our Abel. You know, it's all of that and more. That really gives me something to reflect on today as well. Another great card, and appreciate you sticking around to see what our goddesses had to tell us today. That's beautiful. One more. Let me see how much time we've been on here. One moment. Okay. I'm going to do one more pull. I generally do not pull from these cards, this fairy deck, for anybody outside of myself for specific reasons. But when I'm in the forest, which I am today, I'm in the out here in the woods, and there's that black ant, same one. I swear to cow, that is the same black ant. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Out here in nature, where the elementals reside, specifically the Fae, I do feel drawn to go ahead and pull at least one card from our Fairy Forest deck, from Oracle deck of the Fairy Forest. So let's see what our fairy family and fairy friends have today for our new moon in Gemini. Alright, these are bigger cards, a little bit harder to handle, but they're beautiful. Fairy friends and family of the forest, we humbly ask for your assistance today with this message reading, channel message reading for our collective in Gemini new moon. Fairy king and queen, brothers and sisters, do you have any messages for us today for the Gemini new moon? There we go. Alright, this is a good one too. King of the Darkwood Elves. I actually pulled this exact same card for myself. Or for myself last week. Card number 39 stands for authority, credibility, and status. This Elven King, go ahead and pick that up so you can get a better look at it. Isn't he pretty? He's handsome. Not pretty, he's a very handsome king. I like his outfit. This Elven King, King of the Darkwood Elves, has great authority and is widely respected. He is the keeper of order in a world of wild, natural magic, and his domain is that of defenses, borders, territories, and law. He can come forth when you seek strong definition in your life, knowing the right thing to do and needing guidance and direction to make the right choices given the circumstances. Remember that the person in your life represented by this card can be a hard to seek compassion and understanding from. They may not comprehend what you have to say, and they do not empathize with your situation simply because they have never been there and they have no desire to walk in your shoes. They are stern and they can seem hard and cold. However, they have great wisdom to offer you about what to do in a very serious matter. And when this being shows up in a reading, you know you must do the hard work, take the reins, and be strong yourself. They offer wisdom of a serious and earnest kind and will not repeat themselves. The King of Darkwood Elves offers you the opportunity to create strong, healthy relationships with very strong, earnest men and to take your own life and what you must now do very seriously. The appearance of this card indicates that it is a time for you to turn and face some of the hard and serious work that must now be done in order for you to become more complete on your soul's journey. A very, very strong card to end the reading with. And I like it as well because we did have our reading in the tarot that did center around the energy of the Empress and the divine feminine aspect of ourselves, and ending it with this, those things are trying to be held back. And it seems like that was several cards, 3 to 4 cards in the deck of the tarot reading. There were energies, plural, trying to hold you back. The King of the Darkwood Elves said, you put on your serious face, put your boots on, and it's time to do the work, to see it through. The divine masculine aspect of self is going to go ahead and take this right on through to the end and get that ending for us, for those that this reading resonates for. You follow that sternness, that directness, that no BS, like the King of Swords. Cut through it and let's get to it. I really appreciate you guys sticking around for the reading today. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my hike out here in beautiful Wells Lake. Have a wonderful rest of your Memorial Day. Enjoy it with your family and friends. Again, thank you so much to all of our veterans for the sacrifices you make for our great country. I know that it is definitely a tough job and not one that everybody volunteers to sign up for and then carries out with such respect and dignity. So, really appreciate all those who are serving and have served in the past as well. Love all of you guys. Again, as always, be well, be balanced, and be blessed. Have a great rest of your week and happy new moon. Take care.